let me say one thing here. The diplomat in question, I think his name is Otto Abioga. What is the name of that woman? He was on a different engagement, international engagement or business with Nigeria. When this woman came as a diplomat, instead of facing the assignments given to him by the Finnish government, he started listening to corrupt Nigerian leaders who cornered him to bribe him over, who cornered her, sorry, to bribe her into discussing rendition of Ekpa with Finnish government. And as I'm talking to you now, that issue, that intervention on Biafra issue has started to grow ripples. Controversial one in Finland. This woman, instead of facing his own engagement, international engagement with the federal government of Nigeria, he diverted to people that could even bribe a dead man to wake up. They started selling all manner of stories into the woman, and the woman listened to them, assuring them that they are going to do this or that to Simon Ekpa. Does the woman know Simon Ekpa too well? They think that everybody in Finland are like Nigerians that have been gossiping and gossiping. That woman you see might not know who Simon Ekpa is. She's an international diplomat. Listen and listen to this. She is telling them that they will go to court, that the issue is in court, blah, blah, blah. On getting back to Finland, Finland started questioning him. As I'm talking to you now, he's facing serious query. There is serious issue in Finland now because he diverted from the international engagement business he has with Nigeria into meddling with Biafra Nigeria issue. She has forgotten in a ways that Finland was once like Biafra in the land of USSR, Russian land, whereby Finland worked hard and worked hard and worked hard until in 1956, Finland got her own independence from Russia. Russia was stopping Finland the way Nigeria was stopping Biafra, Igbo people. Russia and Finland, they fought. Finland became an independent nation in 1956. Just of recent, you know that Egypt got her independence, I think, either 1952 or 56, the same era. So Finland is good on this agitation thing. What Simon Ekpa is doing today to make sure that Biafra is free is welcome, generally, largely accepted in Finland. It is not a crime in Finland. Everybody has right to go. If you feel maltreated in any contraption or country, if you are a region like we are, southeastern region, we feel we are being marginalized, excommunicated, excluded in any administration that comes and goes in Nigeria. That's why we say we are leaving Nigeria. For what? Biafran nationality. So Finland went through that process. Nigerian leaders, they don't know. All they know is involved in politics, steal money. Don't read anything again, no. Don't go and get education, no. Just go to politics, thief money. Do not know that there are Scandinavian countries, so there are 5 to 6 in number. Don't learn any other knowledge. Don't be educated on any other section of life. Just know how to politic. Know how to use Biro and sign off public fund, what? Into your account. That's what our politicians know. They don't know anything again, no. So that's why they are meddling on this issue. Meddling. Taking Biafra issue to Finland is like helping Biafra the more to emancipate. Because Finland, they did not know from 1967 to 1970, worked hard to make sure that Biafran children did not all die of kwachoko. Finland supply food to Biafra. Finland supply oroko, corn milk, bonvita to the Biafran people so that their children will not die of kwachoko. Ogai was among. So now, how could you go to the same Finland to crucify the same Biafra? They worked hard, deny their children food, deny their children school fees to feed Biafran children. Don't you know that you are just pouring fuel in a fire to be burning more? That diplomat that is telling you people that Simon Ekpa will be renditioned back or extradited back into Nigeria is in problem now. Because who asked you These are the questions. Who sent you?
She was asked.
This is the question. Nigerians want to corner him and bribe him. What are you saying?
But no, she was asked a question. But is she not supposed to answer?
No, he's not supposed to answer. He's supposed to use his brain. This is what I come for. I come for this engagement, this business. I did not come for Biafra business. She's the one that is culpable. They are holding him. Okay, there's no emotion about it or sentiment. The woman, they are holding him on getting back to her country. Why did you join Nigeria in talking about Simon Ekpa and Biafra? Did we send you for that?
What is he supposed to have said?
He's supposed to have debunked it and they said
no comment.
No comment. This is what I come for. Sorry, I refer you to the right department, appropriate department that will answer you, or Finnish agency.
So in other words now. So in other words, there's nothing like court issue there in Finland.
Akuko court. Okay, if they try this guy in court and they find out that Nigeria is culpable, are they coming to arrest Nigeria or arrest Nigeria ambassador to Finland? Okay, everybody should mind their business. Allow Igbo man, let Igbo man be on his own. Simple. Nnamdikanu is suffering in the jail. Nnamdikanu should come out. Simple. What is good for the goose should be also good for the gander. Are you listening to me? Igbo man is a human being. Everybody is a human being in Nigeria. Nobody is a slave. The people you are calling slave are your masters. Because as far as I'm concerned, we are the masters on the continent of Africa. Nobody could stop that. We are unstoppable. Go to the whole African countries. We are investors there. And we are doing well. I don't know what I understand. We are doing well in Zambia. The richest Nigerian man in Zambia. Why not also Yoruba man or Idoma man? It is the same Igbo. The richest businessman in South Africa. Why not Fulani from Buhari Kingsman? Is Igbo. The highest people in Tanzania, the highest people in Angola, they are the one. They control the economy of Congo Zaire, Congo Mombasa, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Cameroon. Go there and ask by yourself. You will see. Go to Guinea and Gambia. They are there. Why are you so?
When they were advising Buhari not to come closer to China, China tendered so many options. That is dangerous. Look at what is happening in some African countries. China is running as completely now. They have taken over some of their airports. They have taken over some of their seaports. They say the agenda is to completely, recolonize Africa. There is controversy, not properly defined. To an extent, the Ogun State government was also involved in the racket, and on that process, there was a court judgment. You understand what I mean? There was a court judgment. And what is the meaning of that? What it tells you that, that court judgment is based on legality. Those countries, it's happening in France. Those countries you are saying, are civilized nations, are civilized countries that has to do, that understand civility and democracy. Countries that operate based on federal system. You know what I mean by federal system? If you go to places like France, you have geopolitical zones, federating units, subnationals, which also being governed by the international law. So those subnationals, like in Ogun State, they went and got involved in a deal that the federal government is supposed to pay. And that is what they're seeing now. Unfortunately, an international mess came up as a result of that, and the court pronounced that judgment that 100 million is at stake. The Chinese, one of the things that Chinese want is that you cannot blame the Chinese, because I remember as a 1960, Chinese nation, let me put it that way, was at the same par with Nigeria immediately after the same independence.
We are on the same level.
We are on the same level. Just imagine what happened. Singapore was the least. Malaysia was the least in that arrangement. So you cannot take that away. But look at it today. China has become the strongest commercialized nation in the world. Do you know what I mean by commercialization? The power of commercialization, you understand, is what they are extending to African continent. and Nigeria happens to be a victim of it. And once they become the victim of it, they have to go with the consequences of it. And what is the consequences of it? That is what is playing out now. If it's not possible, they're going to buy complete Apapa war, mortgage everything in Nigeria. When they were advising Buhari not to come closer to China, China tendered so many options. That is dangerous. Look at what is happening in some African countries. China is running as completely now. They have taken over some of their airports. They have taken over some of their seaports. They say the agenda is to completely, recolonize Africa, and they're using it, and they're doing it perfectly with China, with Russia.
They're getting there.
And that is why you see during the protest, the Northerners were flying Russian flag. The Chinese are behind it. But the consequences of embracing a communist setting in Africa has a direct consequences on the future of Africa. Coming closer to that, define a moment that China deals. Buhari got himself involved, or Tinubu is trying to get himself involved. They have seen the consequences. That this has become an international embarrassment. That a presidential jet is being confiscated in a foreign land for getting involved in a corrupt process. Nigeria is a corrupt nation. They got involved in a corrupt process. So currently now, if care is not taken, China is going to make mess of that arrangement and continue to use it. They're going to use that particular issue, to target another national asset at the end of the day. They will capitalize on it. So the twist, is playing around the man called Nigeria. If Nigeria is to be a man, not as an entity, how can you look at that kind of man? How can you be able to, assuming Nigeria is not a country where with 200 million people, that Nigeria is a man. Look at that, a man. That's Nigeria, a man. Plus, let me tell you, in honest truth, there will be no proposal. The man would have lived in isolation for the rest of his life. So the embarrassment is too much to an extent, the president have to hide his face. But how are we going to do that? After more and more is coming. They're already targeting to buy up Apapa Wharf, the Chinese company. They have a lot of assets. By the time we must get these things, Nigeria will definitely become a slave. But I don't think that's going to be possible if care is not taken. It's already happening. We have billions of loans credited to China that Nigeria cannot pay. They are running away from capitalism and they are moving closer to communism. They are moving closer to welfareism. What is welfareism? Welfareism means that government owns everything. That is why they want to bring that law from the House of Representatives, where everything will be. That is a communism in another form. Because the government would have owned, including human beings and their wives and their children, will be owned by the government. And that's the kind of concept, political theory, Nigerian, Arab nations, countries, mostly are pushing Nigeria towards. So how that is going to play out at the end of the day becomes something Nigeria needs to be worried about.
So now, do you think Nigeria will have to now settle them for that case to be closed?
It's not a matter of settlement. It's not a matter of settlement. Everything has already gone through a legal process. The matter has been decided in the court, and the court has made pronouncement. So what they are going to face, is an international law. If they say that Nigeria does not understand what it means when you disobey, you know, international community or international law. You know, this is not Nigeria. You can disobey anything. Nigeria can decide to go any direction they choose. As long as they can manipulate the judiciary, they can manipulate the INEC, they can manipulate the police, they can manipulate the army. They decide what happens, not based on law, but based on interest. So, in that setting now we are seeing, you know, they don't have any option. They are going to pay it because they will obey the law because they have already been placed on $100 million fine to start with. That's my take. We've been living for years, since after the war, even before the war. Igbos and Yoruba, they have never fought themselves. In Ondo State today, I tell you, the people that cultivate the land of Ondo State are the Igbos. Go and investigate. We expected this apology since. Anyway, Yoruba cultural group Afenifere has come out to denounce that statement. They distance themselves from that Twitter or TikToker or blogger who threatened the Igbos. And again, without these ages, this group that has just come, you know, and apologized to Igbos, yes, it's a welcome idea. They are peace-loving platform. And likewise, the Igbos are peace-loving people. Notwithstanding, we live everywhere all over the world. And we did not beg anybody in Africa country like Kenya, Zambia, Gambia, Angola. We dominate everywhere. Those countries, we did not beg them to stay. The fact that we stay there and we are doing well is because of our handworks, the kind of person whom we are. The Igbos are Republican, they can come mix up with you, they won't steal from you, they won't kill you. They will develop your area. They will bring investments. They are investors. They are businessmen. So even this group that is saying that Igbo has right to live everywhere, they are a good group. They are Yoruba. Yoruba has right to live everywhere. Yorubas are in Omuahia community. That's where they dominated in the southeastern Nigeria. Yorubas are in River State, Port Harcourt. They are largely there in Port Harcourt, doing their normal business. They have right to live everywhere too. So everybody, the only people that I find I fault in Nigeria are the Fulanis. The Fulanis who are strangers from Sahel countries are constituting nuisance, serious menace to Nigerians. They migrated from Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso, Niger, Senegal, Gambia. They migrated from these countries into Nigeria, and today they are thorns on our flesh. So those are the people that I find out are not law-abiding. They are not coexisting with all their hosts. Their host nations. Fulanis are not coexisting with them because they are not faithful people. They are not peaceful people. All they do is come to your community, stay with you within a short period, overcome you, suppress you, marginalize you, instill emirates, become emir in your own community. Emir is just like king, only that is attached to their religion, Islam. They will rule you. I've never seen an Igbo man come to Lagos, suppress Igbo man with all Igbo man's investment. Yet there was never a time tussling for ownership between Igbo and the Yoruba. Igbo and the Yoruba, nothing like that. SND Igbo is for SND Igbo, is for the business Igbo men. SND Igbo is not for Alausa or Ikeja or Apapa. When we are talking about SND Igbo, it's a platform holding the whole Igbos. If you have issue, if you need help, you can go to SND Igbo or Azulike at the axis of Abulegba. SND Igbo of Lagos or Azulike will help you. He's not saying I'm SND Igbo, I'm Eze Yoruba, I'm SND Yoruba. No, Eze, king for my people, king of my people, king to benefit my people.
That's what Igbos do. There is a situation whereby we've been coexisting with our Yoruba brothers, living and intermarrying. Myself, talking to my senior brother, married from Ilache. Ilache is in Egbado South, I think. Local government of Ogun State. Yes. He comes to my community. He live with my people. He gave birth to many children. For my brother, we live together today. Imagine where Anambra is, an Ogun State woman, and Anago in short. Anago, they are Yoruba, they speak Anago. She lived with us. Nobody threatened her. Why should you threaten? Even Yorubas that are serving their youth corps, NYSC, in Igbo land. I would like this blogger go and meet these people, interview them whom the Igbo man are, where they serve in various communities in Igbo land. How did they treat them? What kind of hospitality did he benefit or receive in Igbo land? I think his eardrum, his tympanic membrane will burst, because such youth corpers will educate him on the reason why Igbos are the most traveled tribe in the world. Because they will treat you good. The person where you are living in his house, he will take you as his children. Listen, let me tell you, Igbos, they don't play with strangers. And I want to tell you that I've been traveling and traveling. I've never seen a landlord that has taken me at his son in Yoruba land, and I still respect them, I greet them, I pay my dues. It is when you want to marginalize me again. If you start playing side, if there are issues in the yard, that is when I'll come out and tell you, say no. No, madam, or no, mama, or no, papa. So I'm telling you that it is lack of education that makes a man to wake up and give Igbo quick notice. It is lack of travel that makes a man to wake up and say, Igbo must leave my place.
Exposure.
Lack of education. Exposure that will make a man wake up early in the morning and say, Igbo must leave him. It is lack of what? Understanding and wisdom. Lack of hard work.
Hatred.
It is because of hatred. It is because of unnecessary jealousy that makes a man wake up and say, Igbo should leave him. It is because of what? Act of tribalism, ethnic bigotry, that will make a man wake up and say, Igbo, you are going to go, live here. See, let me tell you, we've been living for years, since after the war, even before the war. Igbos and Yoruba, they have never fought themselves. In Ondo State today, I tell you, the people that cultivate the land of Ondo State are the Igbos. Go and investigate. Igbos are many, there are too many. There are farmers in Ondo land. Igbos are farmers in Akure. If you want to know what I'm telling you, visit Oba Adeyemi Adechida compound in Akure. Adeyemi Adechida will tell you that Igbos are the best in Akure land, because they cultivate in their land, they grow cocoa farm, they grow catch crops, they grow everything cultivatable in Ondo land, and they have never killed anybody. They have never stirred up any misunderstanding between the two tribes. So anybody that wakes up, it is only in this Tinubu regime that Yoruba man wake up and say Igbo man will go. So let me tell you, Tinubu regime is the one that will bring that blogger to book. I meet Tinubu administrations, all concerned appropriate departments, agencies of the law. They should bring the blogger, they should bring the Twitter, the person that tweeted on his ex that Igbo should go. They should bring him to book.